Right now it's time for that time when we have our special guest. Tonight's special guest is Ellie Cook. Ellie is a singer-songwriter with some great information about succeeding in the music business without the backing of a big recording company. Times have changed and baby boomer Ellie shows us what can be achieved by using social media and the skills of self-marketing. We welcome Ellie Cook as our special guest on The Beat Goes On. Ellie Cook, welcome
Hi.
to The Beat Goes On.
I'm so glad to be here. I love this show.
Great to have a bit of glamour on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Ellie, we've been talking about baby boomers now for 2.5 years on this television show, and we're always going on about the fact that baby boomers are out there and they've got things to do like climb a mountain, make a CD, write a book, you know, we've still got something to do. And you're the perfect example.
Yes.
Here you are. You're a musician. You're recording a brand new album. You've scraped into the baby boomer hood, haven't you? You're, are we allowed to mention
1963, you're allowed to mention my age. I am proud that I'm 47 and releasing my first album. I'm over trying to pretend I'm younger than I am, and I'm at peace with my age.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And proud of my age, and proud I'm doing this.
But we live in a society. We live in a society that would say, Ellie, it's too late now. We're going to put all our resources and money into a 22-year-old.
I think particularly the entertainment industry is ageist.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, my producer once said to me that every other industry, whatever your trade is, it takes you years to become a master of your craft.
It does, doesn't
and
it?
in the music industry, still takes you years to become a master of your craft, yet you're persecuted for that if you happen to be emerging or debut older. And as we know, a couple of years ago we saw Susan Boyle come onto the market, who then went on to become the biggest selling artist.
And they all laughed at her when she came out on the stage. She wasn't worth giving a chance to, was she?
No,
she
and
was
it's what's
47
happened
too.
beyond that. The fact is that people have spoken with their money, and baby boomers all over the world have spoken with their money. They've walked into the record shops and they've bought her album, making her the highest selling, artist of 2010. So if that doesn't send a clear message that there is actually a market, that baby boomers do want to hear new artists that they can relate to. I think that that's important,
So we could,
being able to relate to the artist.
I bet there's 30, 40, 50 Susan Boyles still out there.
Oh, there's hundreds.
There's
thousands.
That just need that opportunity, don't they?
Just need that opportunity.
Tell us a little bit about Ellie Cook. Now, I do know you live in Nelson.
I do. I live in Nelson. I've lived in Auckland before as well. I lived up here for a number of years and toured all over the world, working in the other side of the industry. So
in the record industry?
In the entertainment industry. Yeah, I toured with Bolshoi Ballet and Torval and Dean and Russian Moscow Circus. I toured with Edgeley's and also with bands as well. Around and working in the other side of the business, and then had my family down in Nelson, which I've got now, 3 children, and I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish the goal I started, which was, I originally got into the other side of the music industry to learn about it, because I thought if I learn about it, then it'll be of more value for my own music. I continued to songwrite.
And during all this time, did you actually think to yourself, I really want to make my own CD, and what stopped you?
Well, I went down the line of trying to get signed to a record company, and I probably got further than a lot of other people get with that. I got auditioned at one stage in the 90s for Warner's, and and I didn't end up getting the deal, and the reason I didn't get the deal was I was over 25, and I was told that. Basically, we don't sign anybody over 25. My first reaction to that was, put my guitar down, didn't pick up anything and write anything for a couple of years, and then I thought,
Not going to be put off by that.
No, I should just really get up and just not let that bother me, actually. And at that stage, the internet was starting to take off, and I thought, I can do this. And so I went and recorded some songs, and I put them up on a site then at that time that was called mp3.com. That was really, it was really pumping, and everybody was at that stage going, don't put your music online, it's going to be stolen. And that was this was before it really did start getting stolen, before it really, went off. And I thought, what have I got to lose?
Yes, exactly.
So I put it up on mp3.com, and these checks started arriving in the mail from the United States, because they had a thing going on where they were playing music in Walmarts and things like that. and I was starting to get these checks. They had their own royalty system going on. I'm thinking,
wow,
hang on, this is not so bad. They were actually thousands of dollars of checks too. They were,
really?
you know, for my songs getting played. And so it began from there. I thought, everyone else is scared of the internet. I'm not. I'm going to embrace this, and I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to stay ahead of it, which is what I've done. And I enjoy that process as much as anything, that process of actually, oh, look, this is new this week, and so I'm going to do that. And of course, Facebook is one of those.
You're really into the social
media.
The Twitters, the Facebooks,
so LinkedIn, MySpace, Reverb Nation.
Working it.
Yeah, and working it. So and working out ways to work it so that it's less time consuming.
But you actually can, with all these social media, you can actually do it yourself today.
You can, and you can move ahead of it and actually be ahead of them. You know,
and another thing you've done, there's a scheme out there where your CD can be funded.
Yes.
Well, tell us about that. Okay, that's fascinating.
That's a new thing on the internet that's really gaining strength at the moment, and that's called crowdfunding. And it's not just musicians.
Crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding. It's where you have an idea and you put that idea out there and say, put some money into it, and you have a little bit of ownership of it. Yeah. So what I did was I raised $20,000 US to do this album. I did it in 4 months and 6 days. From 254 people
254 people throughout the world have listened to your stuff and said, I'll put money.
Anywhere between $10 US and some have put hundreds of dollars US. There's 254 that it's distributed apart, and they get a percentage of my CD sales after expenses are out. So
now, 20,000 US is a pile of money, isn't it?
It's okay to get the recording done and have something, because it's important to have good production values as well. So it's not cheap to make records. So that's actually quite cheap on the scale of what a major record company would spend. But then I had some tracks recorded, a couple recorded in Nashville already, and I've got the nous in that I can do a bit of the marketing because of my own experience. So that money's purely put into the recording and videos.
For our baby boomer viewers who are listening to you and saying to themselves, gosh, I could do that.
Yeah. If you Google crowdfunding, you will find a number of sites. Now, I used sellaband.com.
And how do you spell that?
Sellaband.
Band. Sellaband.
Sellaband.com, and the other one is Indiegogo.com. And so you get a site on there and you get a page, and then for the person coming in, they can listen to your music and they can just click the button and they can either pull out their credit card or use their PayPal if that's what they use, and they can give you $10. At the moment I'm raising fundraising for my tour and the promotion of the album, and I'm advance selling the album, so people are actually buying the album for $20 and I'm putting them on an order list, and I've had some that have put in like $100, and so they're getting a T-shirt and an album and a copy of the documentary that I'm doing during the year while I'm filming, because that's what the Indiegogo one's about.
Now, before we go any further, people will be saying to themselves, I'd love to hear Ellie Cook. So here's Ellie Cook with a song called
Spend It.
A little bit about the song.
It's a song about the recession, basically, and about getting the money moving around the world. So it's just a fun blues crossover.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Gather round, you people, listen here. Money don't come from nothing, love don't come from the air. How we gonna dig up out of this hole with our hands in our pocket, no time will roll. After you give the money, man, you gotta spend it while you can. You gotta spend it while you can. Spend it while you can.
And a good video too.
Yeah.
Marvellous job.
Yep, good team of people around me.
Now that can be expensive, getting a video produced, can't it?
It can be, but I've got a good team of people that I've used for every independent video that I've done, and I use a lovely producer here in Auckland, Alan Jansen, who was pretty famous for How Bizarre.
How Bizarre.
Which was the most overseas played work for 5 consecutive years, and he co-wrote that and produced that album, and he's been a good friend for years since I lived up here, and so I went to him in 2005 when I did that first single by myself, and then I've gone back to him for the album, and he's, you know, it's taken a year process to get it recorded, but it's like that when it's like I've got this much to spend and then you've got to fit in amongst the paying jobs, so it takes a little bit longer to get it done, but in the long run it'll be good. What
do you want to say in your music? When you're writing your music and you're thinking about your music, obviously that's the depth of your soul, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are you wanting to express?
I think, well, the thing is that you put here with that gift to use it, for starters, so that, you know, you have to really believe that it's there to use, and I like to inspire, you know. I like to think that what I'm doing now inspires other people of my age and older to go, hey, you know, I can actually do this, and, you know, I can do this. I don't need to be told that I'm too old to do something. And so a lot of the songs are kind of inspirational and moving forward and fun as well. I like things to be fun to listen to. And
you have a website, of course?
Yes.
AliCook.com.
yeah.
And on there will be your email address. They can...
Oh, absolutely. They can email me or alic@extra.co.nz. I don't mind. Email me. That's fine.
So you're a person that sees the glasses half full.
I see the glasses filling up. I never see it as half full. I see it as on the way to brimming and overflowing at all times. I think, you know, enthusiasm, persistence, belief, tenacity, all those things are really important qualities.
Now, buying the CD, how do we buy the CD?
Well, it will be out in retail stores in New Zealand, and if you're into using iTunes, you'll be able to get it on iTunes as well, and if you're stuck and you can't get it at all, just email me and come to my site, but it will be at, like, you know, your Warehouse and your Everymans and...
So just to finish this, Ellie, it's been great to talk to you. The world is changing, isn't it? It's a whole different world, and in fact, every baby boomer now has a great opportunity. You don't have to wait for that record company to come along and make you a star. You can make yourself a star, can't you?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's never been a more exciting time, actually. And as a baby boomer, you can use the wisdom that you've got in the world from the years you've been on the planet. And once you actually learn how to use that social media correctly, you can use all of those things together. Because at the end of the day, we've all met lots of people in our lifetimes. So you go out and you find them on Facebook first of all, and then their friends find you and their friends, and out it grows.
Ali Cook, the glass is filling up.
The glass is filling up. It always will be filling up. As long as we're here, every day is a special day and it's a gift. You know,
we're going to hear more from Ali Cook in the future.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you.